Can you hold on till Christmas? I should definitely get paroled by then. I'm making sure I don't get into any sort of trouble in here.
Well, I suppose I'll have to hold on, won't I? I can't just desert the kiddies. But I couldn't go beyond that, Pat. Christmas is the limit.
It seems that Chrissy's suddenly anxious to discuss something with us.
Well, I'm very busy. I hope you won't be wasting my time.
No, I won't, Mrs. Davidson.
Well, then.
Well, it's...
Come on, get on with it.
It's a delicate situation, Mrs. Davidson. It's personal, you know.
Well, you can speak in front of Mr. Fletcher. Well, say what you have to say, or I'll send you back to the laundry.
All right. I took it myself to make myself sick. I'm pregnant.
How about the duty rosters?
Yes, they're fine.
Good, I'll post them.
That was quite a bombshell last night.
Latham? God, I'll say.
What do you think?
Well, for someone who knows how to go about getting pregnant, she's got a pretty strange idea of reversing the process. Enforced vomiting seems a bit ignorant of the facts of life to me.
Yes. And a message like ipecac could tend to raise morning sickness to the level of bubonic plague. Oh, speaking of pregnancy, the maintenance work assessment's been approved.
Oh?
Yes, we'll be having some visitors on the premises in the next few days. A work party's coming over from the men's prison. So would you warn our officers to keep an eye on our lot? One possible pregnancy amongst them is quite enough for the time being.
Where will they be working?
Well, mainly on the fence. Nothing serious, just routine. But I'd like to keep them at a safe distance.
Right.
I want to clean up that Chrissy Latham business as soon as possible, too.
Well, Miss Bennett's taking her to see Dr. Miller this morning.
Good. I can't spare any of my officers to play nursemaid to her, and I'm certainly not going to disrupt the routine for one fanciful woman.
You don't believe the story, then?
Oh, she could be conning us.
Yeah, well, it's bad enough having her here at all, what with her effect on Meg.
Oh, I'd like to see Meg as soon as she arrives.
Right, I'll send her in.
Got to see a doctor.
All right, Latham, on your feet.
Oh.
That's quite enough. You're not dying.
Well, how would you know? I could have died in the night for all you care.
With all that noise?
No.
Now, come on. You're going to see the doctor now.
It's not before time, either. Fancy leaving a sick person alone all night without any medical attention. You could have called the doctor yesterday. It's sick. Cruel. That's all I can say.
If that was all you could say, I, for one, would be very grateful. Come on. What are you doing here, O'Connell?
Excuse me, Miss Bennett. I was wondering whether I could see the doctor.
Why? What's wrong with you?
I'm just not feeling very well.
The doctor hasn't got time to waste with hypochondriacs, O'Connell. Nor have I. If you're fit enough to be wandering the corridors, you're fit enough to work.
But, Miss Bennett...
Get back to the laundry where you're supposed to be. Come on.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Folding sheets.
It's a bit monotonous.
You could always pretend you was doing it at the Southern Cross.
Doing what at the Southern Cross?
You know, changing sheets and being a maid.
Oh, yeah, that'd really make the time whip past, wouldn't it?
Well, you know, I reckon she could have disappeared right down the plug hole.
Now, what are we talking about now?
Chrissy,
Oh.
she could have vomited herself out of the joint.
Oh, come on, but if it was that easy, I would have tried it years ago.
Now, you know what I mean. She didn't come down last night, and she didn't come into breakfast this morning. She could be in the pound. What? I don't know. There's not many places a person can disappear to round here.
Yeah, well, good luck to her if she is, the bitch. Setting me up like that. Solitary's about the only place she'll be safe, I can tell you. Oh, hello, love. Did the doc give you something?
No.
Well, what did he say?
Oh, I didn't see him. Miss Bennett wouldn't let me.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
God, she's a rat. Oh, that's not fair. Pat, you obviously need something. I mean, B said you didn't sleep a wink of sleep all night.
Oh, I was just overexcited seeing the kids.
Yeah, well, it's real tough.
Oh, good old Vinegar. Now, she really knows how to get on your good side, doesn't she?
I'm okay. At least I saw the kids.
Yeah, what about that boy in Pentridge, though? Have you heard anything yet?
No. And I thought... Angela Jeffries said she'd try and get a message to him.
Maybe she couldn't.
Poor David. I just want to tell him about the divorce. I mean, he's got to know. It's only right he knows.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if I could just talk to him, explain.
Come on, mate. You don't want to think about that now.
Oh, by the way, I saw Chrissy Latham.
Oh, you don't say.
Vera was letting her out of solitary.
See, I told you.
Well, well.
Vera didn't seem to mind Chrissy wanting to see the doctor.
See, I was right. She's been vomiting all night.
No, that's the funny thing. She looked really well.
Oh, the plot thickens. Hey, listen, Pat, did you hear him say anything?
What?
Oh, I don't know. Anything.
No, just Chrissy whinging a lot.
Well, what about?
I wanted to see the doctor, that's all.
Well, what about Vera?
No, nothing.
Oh, bugger.
Come in. Oh, good morning, Meg.
Morning.
I'm just having some tea. Will you join me?
Thank you.
Please sit down.
Good.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks.
How's that? Not too strong, I hope?
Well, it looks lovely. Oh, come on, Erica. I'm well aware you didn't ask to see me just to pass the time of day. Now, what's going on?
Nothing really. It's just that...
Something to do with Chrissy Latham?
Well, yes. Did you know why she was transferred back here from Barnhurst?
No, not exactly.
Well, there were rumours she was playing around.
Playing around?
Yes, she was found a couple of times in the men's block. No one knows how she got there or what she was doing there, but it was enough to warrant her transfer. Yesterday, we found out she was the person responsible for breaking into Dr. Miller's office. She claims she's pregnant, and she stole the drugs in order to terminate the pregnancy.
You're joking.
I'm only relating her story.
Well, I'm well aware of just how far she's prepared to go to get a man, but I mean, I just can't see it happening.
Well, neither can I. It's more likely she's trying to get herself isolated from the other women.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. She's not at all popular. Is she going to have a pregnancy test?
Yes, just to be on the safe side, but I'm pretty certain the result will be negative.
Sit down.
I am, aren't I?
I'm afraid you are, yes. I'd say at least 8 weeks.
Yeah, I knew it.
I shall want a blood test to send to pathology. Look, I've no intention of asking you how you managed it, but I would like some idea of what you plan to do.
Well, what do you reckon? What can I do? You're going to have to organize an abortion for me.
I'm obviously wasting my time. Take her away, Mrs. Barry, and keep her apart from the other women.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson. Well, come on, Latham. Let's go.
Sometimes I think we should be allowed to torture them.
Yeah, the Crim's first commandment, don't lag.
Well, this is slightly different, Mr. Fletcher. The father, even though he is a criminal, is, I dare say, entitled to some say in the matter.
But if Latham's telling the truth about not knowing who the father is, there must be several men involved. Could be anybody at Barnhurst.
There are some men at Wentworth, too.
That is quite uncalled for, Miss Bennet. Dr. Miller's report clearly states that she is at least 8 weeks pregnant. She's been here less than a month.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I agree with you, Mr. Fletcher. If Latham is telling the truth, then the scandal could be one of major proportions. My main concern at the moment is to keep the affair from becoming public knowledge.
Oh, but there'll have to be an inquiry, surely.
I'm well aware of that.
But what are you going to do?
I shall make out a confidential report to the department and let them deal with it. Obviously, any inquiry will deal mainly with Barnhurst. I don't want any of our officers implicated in any way, not even by suggestion.
Yeah, the newspapers would have a field day.
Exactly. So, until we are reasonably safe from any gossip or speculation, we'll have to tighten up our own security. There will be no visitors without my express permission, and even then, all visits are to be closely supervised.
I think we should be able to keep a fairly tight lid on it. No, I'm glad you're back.
Not quite sure how I would have handled a situation like this.
I'd like this sent off to pathology, please. Hello, Karen. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks, Greg.
Good. What do you... Oh, I'd like a reply on that as soon as it's humanly possible, okay? Thanks. Well, and to what do we owe the pleasure of your company?
I'm here to visit Doreen Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew what was going on. The governor knew I was coming. In fact, she authorized the visit. Now, all of a sudden, I've got to go and check with her again. Do you have any idea what's happening?
No,
You know, but you're not saying, right?
Well, how's the halfway house?
Fine, I should have all the floors cleaned in about 18 months. No, really, it's terrific. I'm enjoying it. And, well, I think I'm doing okay, too.
Good.
Mind you, I haven't had any tenants yet.
Oh, you'll be just fine.
I hope so.
No, you will, really.
I'm expecting my first admission pretty soon.
Oh?
Doreen Anderson.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, well, quite frankly, I'm very pleased she's got someone like you to come home to.
Thanks. By the way, you haven't come across a Pat O'Connell yet, have you?
No. Oh, is she the woman that Angela Jeffries had transferred here?
Yes, that's right. Do you know her?
Not really. Why?
Well, I was just wondering if you could talk to her for me.
Well, I suppose that rather depends. What about?
Well, I'd like to get a message in from Angela.
Why can't you tell her yourself?
Well, unfortunately, I can't. I'm just here to see Doreen.
Something tells me you're up to something.
I'm not, really.
No, Karen, you can't just go about bending the rules like that, especially not in your position. I mean, helping Angela is one thing, but unofficial business
Greg,
of this kind
it's
is...
no big deal. I just want you to get a message in.
The governor can see you now.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello, Karen.
Mrs. Travers?
Would you take Anderson to the interview room, please, Miss Phillip?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
I was under the impression the visit had been
So
approved.
it has, but we can't have people wandering around the place as if it were a hotel. It is, after all, a prison.
I wasn't planning to go walkabout.
I'm sure you weren't. And we haven't singled you out. But we have decided to keep a much tighter surveillance on all visitors.
I bought some pamphlets, just publicity, really, and general information on the halfway house, its aims and so on. I thought you might like to display them on the notice board.
That's a good idea.
It also mentions that I'm involved, an ex-con, someone who might be able to understand the problems that they'll run into.
Well, that's excellent. How are you getting on, by the way?
All right, I think. Well, at least I hope so. I'm expecting Doreen to be my first guest. That is, if her parole comes through.
Yes, well, the board meets tomorrow. I'm not expecting any problems about it going through.
No, Anderson's been behaving herself lately.
Oh, that's great.
I'd appreciate it if you would give her the benefit of your experience with the board when you're talking to her.
I'll do my best. I was wondering if I might have a word with Pat O'Connell.
I don't think so. Not unless you have a very good reason, anyway. As she has no connection with the halfway house, I don't see what reason you could have. I might add, Karen, that your visits here are not a right. They are a privilege.
Angela asked me if I would pass on some information to Pat regarding her divorce.
Well, then she should know better. As O'Connell's solicitor, she should either call herself or communicate by letter. Mr. Fletcher will escort you to the interview room.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Karen.
Well, he had a paper round, see, to earn a couple of bob. Oh, and he's a good boy. He gave me the money for the housekeeping. Well, this time, it was my birthday, and he got it into his head he had to give me a present. Well, of course, he never had any money, so he decided to knock it off. It was this little clock in a gift shop, and he had it all worked out. He'd run out of the shop, put it in his paper bags, and pedal off. They'd never catch him. Well, this big plan of his is all going like clockwork. Now, true. And he comes running out of the shop, and blow me, some rotten thief's gone and pinched his bike. He didn't know what to do. And then they caught him putting the clock back. Heck, I gave him such a hiding when I found out.
Oh, well, what a rotten thing to do to pinch a kid's bike like that.
Karen Travers to see Anderson.
Okay. Doreen,
Yeah.
visitor for you.
Oh, beauty.
Karen Travers.
Oh, terrific. Come on, Miss Phillip.
What is it, Pat?
I wondered if I could see Karen too.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't authorise that. You'll have to get the governor's permission. But if you organise it with her, I'm sure it'll be quite all right.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mrs. Jackson.
I didn't even know you knew Karen.
No, I don't. I thought she might have some news of David.
Ah, yeah, I never thought of that.
Come on, Bea, you better do some work.
Yeah, OK, Mrs. J. Don't worry, you'll hear about him soon enough. You're immoral, too.
Heck, did you write these?
No, Angela Jeffries had them done.
I always knew you were brainy.
But I didn't write them.
Yeah, but it says your name on here. Mrs. Karen Travis.
Well, that's so everyone inside will know that an ex-prisoner was involved in the setting up of the house.
Ah.
Doreen, while I'm here, I thought we might have a little chat about tomorrow. When you see the parole board.
Oh, they won't let me out, I don't reckon.
Of course they will.
Nah, I've been in places like this more than I've been out. What with reform school and stuff. Anyhow, I don't reckon it'll be that hot on the outside.
Oh, don't talk like that. At least you've got a home to go to, and that makes a big difference. Really?
Yeah, but it's not the same as a family, is it? Oh, I know you're trying to help and everything, but people like me, well, we should just be left on the inside, you know, where no one wants to know you.
I want to know you.
Yeah, I suppose. But what about that lady?
Angela?
No, Mrs. Thingo, you know, the one who come to see me.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Hemmings. Well, I don't know. Maybe when you get out, you could get in touch.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Do you see what I mean? She comes along here, I don't know her from Adam, and she says she wants to help and be me mate and everything. And when it comes to the crunch, well, she just buggers off like everyone else.
I won't be buggering off, believe me.
I never met you.
Look, I know there'll only be the two of us at first, but after a while, when...
There'll be three.
Pardon?
Well, you don't think I'm going to leave Teddy in a lousy dump like this, do you?
Time's just about up.
Thanks. Now, are you sure you don't want to know anything about the parole board tomorrow?
No, I'm scared enough as it is.
Don't be. And above all, don't panic. And remember, I'll be waiting for you.
Thanks.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Miss Phillip.
Oh, Pat O'Connell's son will be coming in with the work party that's coming tomorrow to
Mrs.
work on
Travers, what the hell do you think you're doing? You know damn well you're not supposed to supply information like that.
Well, I thought Mrs. O'Connell already knew.
Miss Phillip,
Yes, Mr. Fletcher?
kindly escort Mrs. Travers from the premises. And in future, just be a little bit more thoughtful. Not only have you made your own position very difficult, you've very likely created a great deal of trouble for Doreen.
How?
It's not her business to pass on information like that to other prisoners. And if we find out she has, it may well jeopardize her parole.
Oh, come on, it can't be that serious,
Good day,
surely.
Mrs. Travers. Come on, Anderson. And do us all a big favor, will you? Try and keep your mouth shut.
There you are. What are you doing in here all on your own?
You're not on your own, are you, love? You've got Teddy to keep you company, haven't you?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, why didn't you come to lunch?
Dunno. I wasn't hungry.
Was your visit all right? Well, nothing went wrong, did it?
Do you want to come to the rec room now?
No.
Doreen, is Karen... is she going to come again?
Come on, Pat. I think we better leave it to herself for a while.
Good heavens. Hey, Lizzie, did you see that? There's an officer standing guard on that door.
Oh.
Here. Now, why would an officer want to guard a perfectly ordinary cell door? Unless, of course, they've got the governor's jewels in there for safekeeping.
Move along, you two.
Here, you wouldn't have Chrissy Latham in there by any chance, would you? Ah, poor love. Now, what's she done so bad she has to be locked up? Maybe she's in there for protection.
No, you don't say.
I'm warning you.
Now, who'd want to hurt Chrissy? Oh, not us. We wouldn't want to hurt her. Boiling in oil and finish her off like that wouldn't hurt a bit.
Just get moving.
Oh, don't worry, Officer Barry. We wouldn't do nothing stupid. Not with an officer around. But mind you, for every sunny day, there is a very dark night.
They gone?
Yes.
I've got to see Dr. Miller.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure, yeah. You got to take me to him.
Oh, come off it, Latham. I'm not a wet nurse. I can't be dragging you all over the prison.
You listen to me. The governor said if I want to see the doctor, I can, so you have to.
Well, don't get yourself in a state. I'll go and get him.
Hang on. What do you think I am, stupid? You go for the doctor and who guards the door? No way, I'm going with you.
Oh, all right.
Come on.
I heard a fella ask once, on the radio I think it was, what he missed most being in jail. Do you know what he said?
No, what?
Stars. He missed seeing stars at night from being locked up early. Funny, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Stars make you feel part of it all.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean that. I mean, funny what different people miss. If I was asked, I'd have to say me kids, you know.
Yeah.
Losing the people you love. That's the hardest bit.
I know.
Oh, Ros, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I like talking about my mother. She was a good lady. I mean, I know she ran that massage place, but she was good to me. She loved me. She shouldn't have died. Not like that.
I don't know if anyone deserves to die in pain.
Oh, don't you believe it.
Oh, Ros.
I know you don't approve, but that McNally woman deserved to die. And she deserved every bit of pain that went with it.
Look, it's right you loved your mum. Oh, if anyone hurt my kids, if they were in danger, I'd do what you did, I reckon. In fact, I'm sure I would. That's what being in family is, in a way.
Pat?
Oh, hello, Doreen. How are you feeling now?
Oh, Pat.
What is it, love?
Karen said your son is going to be in the work party.
What are you talking about?
Your son, he's coming to Wentworth.
David? Oh, you're joking.
No, it's true. Tomorrow or the next day.
Here? He's coming here? Oh, my big baby boy. You wouldn't believe it, would you? David's coming here. Oh, Doreen, you're a marvel.
Oh, it wasn't nothing.
Oh, where's he going to be?
Outside. Work parties are always outside.
Well, how am I going to get to see him?
Oh, that's no worries. We've often had work parties here before and the women have been allowed to work in the garden. Just ask Mrs. Davidson, can you work in the garden?
Like I said, you're a little marvel.
I just want to know if you've done anything about the abortion. Did you talk to the governor?
I haven't as yet, as a matter of fact. I wanted to have another talk with you first.
Oh, yeah? What about?
Under the circumstances, I don't think there'll be any objections, not officially at any rate, but I don't think you should make a decision like that as quickly as you did. I want you to think about it seriously for a couple of days before we go any further.
What's there to think about? I don't know nothing about kids. The problem is I've never had nothing to do with them except when I was one myself. And I haven't got much chance of finding out stuck in here, have I?
We do have a maternity wing here, you know.
Yeah, but what's the good of that? None of us is allowed near there unless you work there.
Well, I could probably arrange that for you. Would you like to work there?
I don't know. I wouldn't get no protection there, would I? Bea and the others would be out to get me.
You just said yourself, nobody's allowed near maternity unless they work there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Could you fix it for me then, Doc?
You won't be just lounging about all day, you know. You'll have to work pretty hard, helping with the babies and so forth.
That's all right. Like you said, I might learn something about kids.
All right, then. I'll arrange it as soon as possible.
Thanks, Doc.
Well, I'm glad that one's over for the day.
My word, I could do without inexplicable pregnancies.
Well, hardly inexplicable.
No, I suppose not. Yes. Yes, Pat.
Mrs. Jackson said I could see you.
Yes, I know.
I was wondering if I could get a transfer to the garden. Get out in the fresh air for a change. I used to do quite a good job in the garden at Barnhurst.
I'm sorry, but that would be quite out of the question for the next few days at least. I'm expecting a work party, and none of the prisoners will be permitted in the garden whilst they're here.
I see. That's fair, I suppose. Perhaps later on I could get a transfer.
Oh, I'm sure something could be arranged.
Thank you.
Was there anything else, Mr. Fletcher?
No, I'll see you tomorrow.
I bet Al Capone never had this much security in Alcatraz.
Al Capone. Oh, now there was a real man for you.
Especially if you liked them with syphilis.
Oh, he didn't have, did he?
Of course he did, what he died of.
Oh, well, it's nice to be talking about somebody of my vintage instead of all them Beatles.
You must have been in here for a while, Lizzie.
Yeah.
People stopped talking about the Beatles years ago.
Yeah. Oh, cheer up, love. It's not the end of the world, you know.
It might as well be. Oh, don't worry, love. There's always a way. So don't give up. Especially now. Listen, I've never seen so much to do because a crummy work party was coming in here. Every time you go out in the garden now, I think you're trying to escape or you're after a bit of nookie. Mind you, I wouldn't mind.
Escaping?
Yeah, that too.
All right, Smith. You're holding up the traffic.
Sorry, Miss Bennett. Just a bit of a surprise first thing in the morning. You see, we thought Chrissy might have died or something.
That's enough of that, Smith.
Oh, sorry.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, my God. Officer Barry, take her out.
Oh, she is going downhill fast, isn't she? Well, look at little old Bee and she's sick.
I'm sick of the sight of you too, Smith. Now, shut up.
She's certainly getting her fair share of protection.
I told you to shut up.
Maybe she needs it.
Is that a threat? If so, you needn't think that you'll get away with it.
You know, there are a few things about this joint that I'm sick of, too. As a matter of fact, I'm fed up to the back teeth. And if I can't move a muscle without going on report, you might just as well throw me in solitary right now and chuck away the bloody key. Well, just get on with your breakfast.
Hey, where's Pat?
Don't worry, it'll soon pass.
You don't know what it's like.
Too right I do. I had it myself right up to the 4th month.
I feel like I'm going to die.
We all go through it.
That's a big help.
Here, wipe yourself up.
Hey, you know what you said the other day about Chrissy vomiting herself out of the place? Wouldn't it be nice if Vera did something similar?
Yes, Vera. Well, where have you been? She just rushed out looking for you.
Yeah.
Where have you been, O'Connell?
You must have missed her, Miss Bennett. All this running around after little Miss Chrissy.
Don't be smart, Smith.
Bloody marvellous, isn't it? Even old Vinegar Tits is running around after that little bitch. What she really needs is a damn good kick up the bee. Hey, you heard? I must have got out of the wrong side of bed this morning. I've been up 1 hour and I've been to my 3rd blue already.
Chrissy's pregnant. Pigs.
It's true. So what?
Oh, Bee, you can't clobber a pregnant mother.
I think that depends a bit on who it is.
No way, Bee. You touch her as long as she's pregnant. You got me to answer to.
Oh, all right, all right. Oh, wouldn't it give you the irrits?
I don't think Chrissy really knows what she wants just yet.
Well, she sounded very positive to me.
Termination? Well, that would be a natural reaction for somebody like her. I think she should be given time to reconsider.
Do you disapprove?
Well, it really has nothing to do with me, but as a doctor, I would advise any woman to think about it very carefully. With somebody like Chrissy, who isn't used to thinking, well, putting her in the maternity wing could just do the trick.
She might just be conning us to get away from the other women.
I wouldn't be at all surprised, but does that make any difference?
The idea of Chrissy Latham as a mother doesn't impress me in the slightest. Even under ideal circumstances, I'd still pity the poor child.
Yes, but it is her decision. I think she should be given a chance to consider the alternatives.
Oh, you're right, of course. And she will be given every opportunity to discuss it. However, as we both know, there isn't very much time. She must make up her mind soon. Very soon.
Hey, look, wake up to yourselves. I've got nothing against mothers, but we're not talking about mothers, for Christ's sake. We're talking about that stupid little
Look,
bitch,
she's
Chrissy.
pregnant. That's the same as being a mother.
And what sort of mother's she going to be, you drongos? Now, look, work it out for yourself. She took that stuff to make herself sick, right?
Yes, so?
So she was trying to get rid of the kid, right?
Yes, suppose so.
So what kind of a mother's that going to make her?
Not too good, I suppose.
Right, so an abortion's the best thing all round, especially for the poor bloody kid.
Now, just a minute. Don't you think any of that gives you the right to thump her? She might be the worst mother God ever put on the earth, but the baby's got the right to a chance.
A chance? Now, what kind of a chance is it going to have in a dump like this?
Oh. Or could be adopted out, anything.
Adopted out? Who to? One of us? Oh, now, come on, Pat. I love kids as much as you do. And I'm a sucker for babies. Honest, I am. Oh, all right. If you can actually talk her into having the kid, I promise I'll lay off.
I find it real hard talking to people. You know, bigwigs and that.
Can't be that bad.
Well, have you ever been before the parole board?
Hardly. I've never been inside before.
No. Oh, well, you get all nervous and all your palms get sweaty.
Yeah. Feeling a bit that way about my trial.
Yeah. That'd be worse, I reckon.
I'm sure I'll get off, though. I mean, they'd hardly jail you for what I did.
You wouldn't reckon.
And you'll already be out, so we'll be able to see each other.
Oh, would you come to this place at Karen's and live there?
Oh, I don't know, Dor. I might go back to boarding school.
Oh.
You see, I'd like to go to university sometime, and that means I have to do my HSC first.
Oh, Karen went to uni. She's real brainy too.
I'm not brainy.
Oh, yes, you are. Karen did her course from here. She was always sitting around here reading and that. But I'm a real dumb bum.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be terrific if Chrissy did have a baby? Little child toddling around the joint. Motherhood's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Now, what would you know? How many kids have you had? Motherhood's plain hard work.
Yeah, so hard that they end up running out on their bloody kids. Well, none of you know what it's like, do you?
Now look what you've done. What? Upsetting her like that. Oh, give us a break. That's got nothing to do with me. She's just upset about her parole, that's all.
That's what you say.
I knew I should have stayed in bed this morning.
You know, O'Connell, you're going to have to curb this passion for being with kids. What are you up to?
Well,
You wouldn't by any chance be trying to see Chrissy Latham, would you?
well, yes, Mr. Fletcher. You see, I reckon if Chrissy keeps going the way she is, she's headed for big trouble.
Yeah, well, so are you, if you get caught in an area you're not supposed to be in.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, perfectly.
So you reckon I should do me Errol Flynn impersonation, eh? Swing off the lights, up on the desk and say, "Me name's Captain Blood, and if I don't get a free pardon for me and me crew..." Yeah. Errol Flynn got killed at the end of most of his films. Yeah, but he was the hero, wasn't he? Oh, first thing I'm going to do is buy a nice pair of those high-heel boots.
Why, so you can trip over and break your neck? Oh, how did you go, love? Did you see her?
No, Jim Fletcher caught me. Oh, at least he's not going to report me.
What?
Blimey.
That's a turn-up.
Your trouble is, Pat, you're too busy looking after everyone else's problems instead of looking after your own. Like working out how to get to see that son of yours. for
Now,
example.
don't you start
Don't
this,
you
Smith.
start. I've had about a belly full of you for one day, Lizzie, so shut up and keep your mouth shut for a change. Now, have any of you, by any chance, seen into the maternity wing?
Well,
I have. And I mean seen. If you could get into the maternity wing, there's this particular window. Looks out over the garden. At least you'd have a chance to see this boy of yours.
But how would I get in? I mean, the screws are watching Chrissy like hawks. I'd never get past them.
Leave Chrissy to me.
Now, I'm not going to have anything to do with bullying her anymore.
Look, I promised you I wouldn't hurt her. Now, if my word's not good enough for you, you can forget it.
I'm sorry. Really.
Look, I've got a plan.
Leave me alone! Don't touch me! Oh, it's only the parole board door! Let me go!
Oh, you'll have to learn to control that awful temper of yours.
Oh, lay off me, old bag!
There's no need to go too far.
What is going on?
Oh, it's Dor, Mrs. Barrett. She's having one of her
Oh,
turns.
it's all right, Doreen.
Oh.
What would you know?
What is wrong with her?
She has to go in front of the parole board. Anyone would think she's getting an electric chair. Oh, she's been like this all night.
Will you stop?
You know what she's like.
Oh, stay off me, old battle axe!
Oh, I'll go you in a minute.
Stop it, innocent! Help me, you two! Let me go! Stop it! Stop stopping, Anderson! We're only taking you to see Dr. Miller! Will you stop it? For heaven's sake!
Hello, Chrissy.
Oh, don't hurt her, Bea. Don't hurt her.
Oh, I'm not hurting her, am I, Chrissy? I'm not going to either. Just as long as you do as you're told. Now, are you gonna do as you're told, Chrissy?
Please.
Hmm?
Everything seems to be under control.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have any problems.
Good.
Aren't you going to stay with me then?
Why? Are you afraid of something?
Nah, course not.
Well, that's just as well. Because I've got better things to do than to run around after you.
Wonder how poor old Dor's going.
I should be all right, I reckon.
But I hope she doesn't say anything stupid.
She shouldn't. She was pretty heavily sedated.
Yeah, they probably think they're talking to a zombie. Mind you, even awake, she's not all that bright.
Oh, that's not fair.
You all right, O'Connell?
Oh, yeah.
You look a bit pale to me.
No, I'm fine, really.
Perhaps you better go and see Dr. Miller.
No, I'll be all right.
Well, I don't think you will be. Come on, I'll take you myself.
Oh, no. I mean, thanks, but... well, if you reckon I ought to go, then I'll go.
I do.
Oh, I'll be all right. Thanks all the same.
Well, that makes a change from the usual attacks of hypochondria.
I hope you wasn't meaning me. It's lucky for you we haven't got a union, otherwise we'd all be out on strike.
Just get on with it, Lizzie.
About bloody time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now everything's all right. You know which window it is?
Yes.
Now just you remember, if you get caught, I had nothing to do with it. You're on your own. There's no way I'm getting involved.
No worries. Oh, thanks for doing this. You're a marvel.
The governor wants to see her in her office later.
Right, Mr. Fletcher. I'll just unload this little
No, that can wait for the time being.
Won't take me a minute.
Get moving, Latham. That's an order.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, you don't want the corridor clogged up with dirty nappies now, do you?
Forget it, Latham. Now, get a move on.
Oh, David, love. How are you, Mum?
Oh, I'm good, love. Now I'm real good. Oh, just look at you. They looking after you all right?
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, no complaints. Not now. No complaints now. Oh, you're looking well, love. Oh, what a pity Andy and Emma can't be here to see you. They'd love to see you. You'd be surprised at how fast they're growing, Davy. What about the screw?
He's all right. Didn't you see him give me the blind eye treatment? No, he's a good bloke. He's the one that got me on the work crew.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we had more time. I'm so pleased to see you. I've been wanting to see you. I want to tell you about divorcing Dad. There's nothing in it, love. It just means I can get my parole earlier. I want to be home for Christmas, to be with Andy and Emma.
Oh, you know I don't mind. You know I'd go along with whatever you thought was best. I reckon you should be with the kids at Christmas. I only wish I was going to be there too.
Oh, so do I, love. But you will be soon.
Yeah. I'm going to go straight, Mum. There's no way I'm ever going inside again.
Oh, David, love.
I'll be all right. They give us a nice Chrissy dinner. Not like home cooking, though.
No.
I got a surprise for the kids.
What?
I've been doing this carpentry course.
Oh, you don't say?
Yeah, I made these really terrific toys. Oh, they're going to love them.
Enjoying your little chat?
Davy! You look after yourself, love.
You too, Mum.
Nice to see you looking so happy. Must have been a nice surprise. Must have been like an early Christmas present.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I'm glad to hear it. You obviously thought it was worth losing your parole for. Of course, you won't be seeing your other children for Christmas now.